Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Next on Deck. It's me, the Jerry G, Greg Desam, Mongo to you. Been bushwhacking since 1992. Joined today, of course, by my forever co-host, the forever Intercontinental Champion, and the Are You Having Serious Quiz Champion. How you doing today, Matt? Mr. Matty Rains.
What is up, Greg? I'm doing all right. It's a busy Tuesday. It's Derby week here in Louisville. So the city is putting its best foot forward to act like we are a city, and they're doing all the bad stuff. And what do you mean by bad stuff? Going to the homeless camps, knocking all that stuff down, because the city has to look good for the worldwide audience that is horse racing.
Of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they're clearing out all the camps. Hotels have waited to the last minute to do sprucing up, even though we've had 2 thunderstorms today in the last 4 hours. It's rained twice. It's like, yeah, this is what you get for waiting to the last minute. All the landscape people have been outside just doing all the landscaping to try and make the downtown area look as beautiful as possible for the tourists that will be showing up. Well, that are showing up as of yesterday. But how you doing today, Greg?
It's a day.
that's basically how I am. I'm like, it's a day. Today is Tuesday. I woke up and was like, yay, it's NXT day.
I was like, at least we got NXT tonight to look forward to. It's looking to be a pretty good show. Especially last night we learned that Io Sky is going to be showing up. Apparently we had a call up from NXT that I didn't know because she just joined the roster.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I when you said it in the chat earlier today, I said, okay, Greg was thinking the same thing I was low-key thinking, because when Julia showed up last night in the middle of that match, and I was just like, is she called up? And have y'all just literally just put her on the fast track to being called up? And essentially, it's Roxanne, Julia, and they've already just dropped the breadcrumbs that is going to be Steph. So they've already essentially gave away the booking for NXT. Steph ain't about to have that belt long.
No, they're focusing.
I wasn't expecting to see Steph last night in a match. So when her music came on versus Ivy Nile, I was like, oh, she's not going to be in NXT that much longer. Jordan Grace is probably going to be the person to defeat her. And then on top of that, Jordan Grace ain't going to probably be there long.
Yeah. Well, that Jordan Grace is one where we were like, she didn't need to be there long. She's been on major TV for years.
They're about to hot potato the shit out of that belt, or something crazy about to happen. What up, Cookies? What up, Daddy? What up, Kenny? What up, Kenny?
Maybe old Jada might be getting a belt faster than we think.
I was thinking that. I didn't want to get too happy. Is one of Maddie's angels, aside from Kalani, is somebody gonna join Kalani and be a champion? Because I'm still on it. We just look good, baby. We don't win. We just look good.
Yeah. Well, let's. I guess I didn't even have a banner for it because I just there's some other stuff we're going to talk about today. But yeah, so Julia has been popping up on Raw. Like you said, Stephanie's been wrestling on Raw a lot lately. Julia apparently got the call up. I've seen that at a few different places. It's not like an official confirmed thing.
It makes sense to me. She didn't need to be. Her getting hurt and losing the NXT title, women's title, was low-key perfect. Unfortunately, but in hindsight, now that she's called up, good.
It makes me wonder, was the plan they were going to have her work as champion through WrestleMania and then pull her up, and they're like, well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and bring her up. They had to have already wanted that to be the idea, and then they were just like, the NXT doesn't need her. Raw desperately needs some fresh meat in that division.
And on top of that, she already has done everything, because to the HBK's NXT formula, you gotta be a face, a heel, you gotta do both. She's already been a face. She lost the title. She came back as a heel, an abbreviated run as a heel. And now she's on the main roster. The only stupid thing is apparently she's with Roxanne, but hey, it'll work itself out.
I don't hate that pairing, honestly. I don't hate that pairing. At least Roxanne's out of NXT. You've tried to lock her out of that house for the past 4 months.
Right.
She's finally up on Raw.
So if Julia is the person that is able to get her to be like, you know what? I don't need to come back.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess. It is
and Roxanne,
strange.
poor little Roxy, she got her ass beat. Like you said, that's what she only got her ass beat like that because she's been prolonging the ass whooping. She should have been called up since January, like Mike said last week.
Should have had a feud with Bayley.
Royal Rumble, she should have been called up.
Should have had like a pay-per-view feud with Bayley, and they just instead all we really got out of that was an Elimination Chamber tease, And I don't know. It's the Julia thing is just so funny because, like Kenny said, like she was hurt the majority of her time in NXT. It hasn't been long.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I had to think about it. I was like, she really got everything done in that abbreviated run because she debuted after 4,000 months of waiting. She debuted as a face.
Yeah, because we were waiting for her debut through the summer.
Yeah.
And she was hurt.
And even then, she was hurt. She was hurt while we were waiting on her. And then she showed up and won the NXT title, the women's title, and got hurt again. And they had to take the belt off of her. And then they're like, oh, she's back. Well, she's wrestling at house shows. She came back on TV as a heel. She hasn't even done anything hardly as a heel. Like, she jumped Steph. And then Steph got mad. And, Steph got mad. They had that, fatal four-way match or five-way?
Was it 4 or 5-way? 5-way.
Yeah, and then Steph won. And it wasn't like Julia was a big part of it because we watched that match and we said, oh, she's still moving like she hurt.
Joining us also is the man himself, main event, Mike Ciampa. What is going on, Mike? How you doing today, brother?
Oh, man. My work day is finally over with. What's up with my brothers?
What's up?
What's going on in the chat? Let's see what we got here. We got the old man Kendango. Got the old man Kendango. Shout out to everybody else. Shout out to Batty. Shout out to Cookies. Shout out to Kenesha and everybody else who tunes in. Last night's Raw was very interesting.
Yeah, I mean it was better than last week's. I'll tell you that much.
They don't have a WrestleMania to follow on.
Yeah, it was interesting.
The only part of Raw I hated was, and you already know who I'm about to say was, Becky, but that was about it.
Easily.
And people probably like, why are you just not all of a sudden just don't like Becky now? It's not that I don't like Becky, and it's not that I don't like her. I like her. She's cool. It's just I don't really care for whatever this is.
Well, it's also not an all of a sudden thing for you either. Like you've kind of felt this way about Becky when she was doing the heel man gimmick. You were like, all right.
Yeah, it's like when she starts this heel run, I instantly I can tolerate her as a face because it's like, yeah, bring it on. It's essentially just like when Stone Cold became a heel. It's like, what? What are you doing? Like, Becky, this is not going to be good. I already know it is. Like, her saving grace as a face, honestly, is she's the man, but she's the man that raised Seth's closet because she dresses just as crazy as him sometimes. Now, she's just going to be a heel, and she ain't going to be dressing crazy. She's just going to be, because then that's just straight biting off of Seth. So she's just going to be a heel, which is just essentially boring.
She's going from the man to the mom because now she's talking about, a little bit about her daughter and everything. And
goodness.
Trying to prove.
Yes, remind us that's your daughter because she sure looks like Seth.
We know you do it for Rue. We got it. We get it.
Hey, Cookies. Hey, brother. Hey, I ain't know this, brother. Hey, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right, brother.
Mike's
It's
into
all
getting a
good.
goddamn
Mike,
wreck middle of the
oh,
street.
I trust Mike. Mike drove me home. So hi, so I'm good. I got all the faith in
Hiding
Mike.
giraffe ass.
Right.
But yeah, so we've already had the little shake without even official draft replacements.
Uh-oh.
We've had the shake up of Roxanne going up, Julia going up. Stephanie's essentially already called up despite being NXT champion. Jordan's not much longer until she's gone. And then we got Miro or Rusev again, and Aleister Black are now back. Like we in the past 3 shows, we've really shifted some things around. Something weird about WWE's heels lately, I've noticed. There's an idea about like bad guys in not just wrestling, but like in film and any kind of media. We're like, oh, bad guys that like have a good reason sometimes are interesting. Like, yeah, sure. But when it's every single one, at a certain point, you're like, all right, I get it. Yeah, the world sucks. All right. Because right now, every like big heel act in WWE, their reasoning for why they did everything is incredibly justified. Like Seth and Paul Heyman, like, of course, like, yes, Roman and Punk were being dicks to Paul Heyman. Seth has every right to think Punk's a prick. He is a prick. And Seth has every right to have issues with Roman, even after he was the initial guy to turn on him. Like,
John Cena has basically carried it for Rock for why he turned heel, because he basically said he didn't sell his soul at this point.
Yeah. So
that's not even getting into that. For that. Yeah.
So because it's kind of, you know what this reminds me of, Mongo? This reminds me of The Last of Us. Like, are they really heels or are they anti-heroes? Because I don't view Seth as a heel. I view him as just an anti-hero.
And you know what? You're not the only one that thinks that way, because that crowd last night didn't think of Seth or Braun as heels. They were getting cheered.
That's what, like, the ending to Raw really hit on Mike's point right there, that Seth is an anti-hero. Like, looking at how he was talking all throughout the show and how like they prepositioned Sammy and all that, it's like, it's essentially what the same stuff he was talking last year to Cody. Like, I'm trying to save us. Like, I'm trying to save us from Roman. I'm trying to save us from The Rock. I'm gonna be your shield. Now, he's essentially like, you need to listen to me, Braun. Who else is gonna tell you better than me, the man who has done everything, and the wise man who knows everything? You want to be a star? You got to listen to us, Braun.
Yep.
And also even Becky, I know you're like, the Becky thing on that shit end, but Becky's justification was Bayley was beating the shit out of me and so many other people during the damage control days, during the days of Bayley and Sasha, as like every top heel act is, you have fans like, they're right. They're correct. Yeah. I get it.
That's a great point, Mongo, because y'all know I can't fucking stand Becky Lynch. Like, I've been over Becky for years. But yeah,
damn near since the beginning of the man. You were good with Becky until after Mania, and you're like, all right, it's enough.
Yeah, like enough. Like, please, like, enough of this shit, please. Like I like Becky when she was Becky Balboa, when she was fighting and scratching and clawing to get the title.
Yeah, after she won both of those belts and main evented, that's where she started becoming corny. It was like, all right.
But like, she did have a point, because think about when Bayley first became a face again. She had some debts to pay. Like, hell, look at what was it, War Games. Bianca wasn't fucking with Bayley because all the shit that, like Mongo said, what Damage Control was doing when Bianca was feuding with them. So yeah, Becky does have a legit point with that. Like, this woman caused a lot of damage, hence damage control. So she has the reasoning, but guess what? Even though she has the reasoning, it's Becky Lynch. So I don't give a fuck.
Right. And I don't give a fuck. But on top of that,
we don't give
like
a fuck.
everybody has had the one person who has tried to explain themselves. I don't care for Becky all like that. But I said it yesterday, and I will always say it, because basically 98% of people hate Charlotte Flair. I like her.
Me too.
And like, she tried to explain. She's like, y'all are hating me. Why do y'all hate me? I came back from the word, like a legit, almost career-ending injury, and y'all boo me. Like, what do I have to do? And I'm looking at her say that, and I'm like, that's literally why John Cena turned heel. Because he's like, what do I have to do for y'all to cheer me?
And then you look at, like, the Profits were a little heelish, and they were like, yeah, we're getting passed over. People are like, yeah, of course they're upset. Drew McIntyre's entire past 2 years have been completely justified. Like, it's one of those things like, all right, I know that's like a trope that people love right now, but Cookie said it best right here. We need assholes back in wrestling. Like, at a certain point, we need people that are just dicks. Like, we absolutely need, like, that's what the thing about Dom that was so fun. Dom was just a piece of shit. Liv Morgan's heel turn made sense because Rhea fucked her up.
Yeah.
Liv is like, everything she did to Rhea was justified. Dom is like the last one I can really think of WWE side that, yeah, I get it. I completely get why she did why, you know.
Right.
Dom's the only one that I can really think of that he's just an asshole for really no reason.
Right.
And that's why he's so fun. You know, it's fun to boo the guy. You even look at NXT, like Julia got mad because, you know, she didn't really get to defend that belt fairly because she had to do it injured. Oba, you know, he was a heel, and really all he did was just beat people. And Trick is getting upset because he can't get a fair one-on-one shot. Trick is being a bit of a bitch, but still, everything is just like, yeah, I get it. Fair. Like, at a certain point, we need like cartoonish 80s comic villains back in wrestling. They even tried it with MJF. Like, MJF's like, yeah, you know, of course he's not good with people because he was bullied as a, like, no, I don't need that backstory. He's a dick. Just let him be a dick. You don't need it for everybody. At a certain point, let someone be a piece of shit. So yeah, Raw last night was pretty. We're gonna kind of roll through it. Rhea Ripley and Roxanne Perez, pretty solid match. Matt said Roxanne got her ass beat, which, to be fair,
man, she was getting her ass kicked by Mommy, because I was just watching that match like, this is gonna be a good match. But at one point, it was just like, I think it was when Tito said she looked like a troll doll, and right after I said that, I was like, man, she is getting her ass beat. Mommy is not letting up.
It started out well for Roxanne, but like Rhea just said enough with this shit. Like, to Matt's point, just like kicking her little ass.
I was sitting up there like, this is literally a woman against a little girl. Like, mama, stop! Like, stop! Oh! And Mongo's is like, nah, that she getting what she deserved. This is for her. This is for her holding up NXT. And I was like, you right.
It's for her own good. For her own good. Sometimes you need an ass whooping. Roxanne be deserving it. She damn sure does. Oh,
I was mad, but I heard that ding, 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 ding. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, this is all bullshit.
What do y'all
save her from this ass whooping? She was about to take this L.
What do y'all think of the War Raiders right now? The War Raiders beat Judgment Day last night, looking to get a title shot against the New Day. That whole tag division on Raw is it especially compared to SmackDown. It seems so dead.
I was so last week. Last week I was waiting to hear. I was ready to hear the music, and then Friday they tell me that, hey Matt, your motherfucking Power Ranger and Kurt Cobain, they are coming to SmackDown, and I was excited as hell. And then you just brought that up about how the Raw Tag Division is so ass, and I'm just like, why the fuck is Fraxium on SmackDown?
Right.
Because they're really not needed.
They are such a SmackDown tag team. They were if this was 2005, I would see them versus Paul London and Brian Kendrick.
Brian Kendrick. Yep, exactly.
Like, I would see them versus them. I love me some Fraxium. They would be so much better on Raw. So I don't know what team they'd
be different on a Raw. We don't have like a Raw tag team that's like high flyer combo. No. So it would be different.
Lucha Bros. Because Penta dropped the breadcrumbs. He pushed Gable down. That was for my brother. The Lucha Bros.
He dropped a whole loaf. That man dropped the entire bakery.
That was for my brother. I was like, he's not El Grande Americano. If we want to be correct. But no, Chad Gable wore that stupid ass shirt saying El Grande Americano numero uno or whatever.
He's just a fan.
He's just a fan. Like an idiot.
Right, just tell him himself.
He's just a fan. Hey, he's just one. That's the one luchador that man likes.
Hey, Mongo trying to clean it up as good as possible.
Hey, man, look, I'm tired of Chad Gable getting falsely accused of being this mysterious, incredible luchador. Really, the man deserves, but he's an American hero, damn it. All right,
I was staring at Penta.
Fraxium used to go to NXT Mexico.
I looked at Penta doing that. Like, all right, that's how you got in trouble with AEW. Bring that AEW shit over here, Penta.
But you know what though? But you know what I noticed with that tag match last night, and I was cracking up while watching. I'm like, they ain't slick. They're trying to make a bootleg version of the SmackDown storyline between DIY, Street Profits, and the Motor City Machine Guns. I'm like, y'all not slick. Y'all about to really try to make a bootleg remix of that storyline with these three teams.
And the War Raiders are great. You know, the New Day, they're a little bit past their prime. Judgment Day are fine. They could not pull off that TLC match we had on SmackDown. That's a whole
and the bad part about it is
talent.
That tag division is they need to get it like Triple H. You need to just rip the Band-Aid off on Judgment Day. We know where it's leading to. Finn is leaving. Let Finn leave and let them be what they're going to be. Judgment Day should not be called Judgment Day no more. They are something else. Like Rhea Ripley even said that. Judgment Day ended when it's all like when me and Damian left. And it's like, yeah, that is kind of right. Whatever. Like, y'all want to call yourself street trash? Yeah, that's what y'all be. Like, that team, already made
the shirts.
All in that group, too. Like, just let them go their separate ways. Let JD and Dom be a team for the time being, even though Dom is the Intercontinental Champion. It's like all that is being held up where we know the tag team in that group is JD and Dom. They work better than Finn and JD. Like, just plain and simple. They have a better chemistry. I don't know what else. Maybe
last night
pretty deadly overall.
They need a flashy tag team. And what's going on, Kanisha? They need a flashy tag team.
That's why I was like,
because Lucha Bros, Fraxium would have been great, like you said. Like, why the hell are they not there? I don't know. It's Raw's tag team.
That's why I'm like, pretty deadly
missing something
over now. Like, pretty deadly being on move over since Fraxium.
Yeah, I'm hoping the Guns either go to Raw, or they just need flash in that division, and they don't have any right now. They have like the two big powerhouse beefy bastards in the Raiders, and they have the Creeds if they ever want to use them.
Yeah,
but, like, they have tag teams that are great tag teams. It's just something's not clicking. And honestly, a lot of it has to do with the New Day stuff, just being delayed and strange, where you have the Profits on SmackDown, and like Kenny said today, that video Montez put out today was fire.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good promo. If y'all didn't see it, it's on Montez's all his social media. He basically just cut a promo like, yeah, now you see. He's like, y'all see. Y'all said the same thing we said. This should have been on WrestleMania. I mean, we all said it. And it's like, yeah, New Day, y'all could have really.
That could have been a Raw match.
They could have switched them out.
I don't know. It's anyway. So we continue on with this. The Heyman's group comes out. They're like, what do they call themselves? The trifecta of terror or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Like that's not. Y'all got to workshop that. That's not. That's yeah. They're like, it's the trifecta. Like, all right, that is too many syllables. Y'all need to really shorten that down.
This is what pisses me off about WWE. Like, y'all have all this IP that you have bought. Just fucking use it. Call yourself the Dangerous Alliance. Call yourself Evolution 2.0. Call yourself you got faction names to use. Y'all love to use the WCW pay-per-view names for NXT PLEs. Go ahead and open up the book and use other IP. Like, everybody saw that group instantly with Paul Heyman and said, Dangerous Alliance. And we're the trifecta of terror. No, you're not. You're the Dangerous Alliance. You are the new Dangerous Alliance.
It's I don't know, but they I don't know. Like you said, they have a lot of shit they can use, and it's just again too many syllables, too many words.
They're like the Death Rebel.
Yeah,
we're the trifecta of terror.
I can't wait for that theme song. That's gonna be great. Jesus Christ! But so the trifecta. They come out, and Sami Zayn is the one to try to kind of talk Seth down, like, "Hey man, we're friends, we're brothers, but what's going on? I think you're on the wrong side of things." And then he got in Braun Breaker's face because of their feud. And Seth's like, "Hey man, I like you. We're really good friends outside of this. If you should go to SmackDown, we can work out a trade. I can have you challenging for the world title against whoever wins against Cena and Orton." It's like
that makes my.
Why do you have that kind of power? What do you mean?
Like, Seth is really an anti-hero out of nowhere. He's like, I really, really like you, but we really about to fuck some shit up here. So if you're not trying to join us, I can get you traded to SmackDown.
I'm trying to get you a ticket out of here, brother. And it's like, you know what? Sam, take the deal.
Because he essentially was like, Paul can get you. I got the wise man now, and Paul can get that done. Like, Paul, you can get him traded to SmackDown, right? He's like, if you want me to. And I was like, Sammy, I'm like, if this was a video game, I would say yes.
Oh my God, yeah. Are you kidding me? Absolutely.
Like, you want to get, like, Sammy was like, oh, I don't want a title shot against the winner of John Cena and Randy Orton. I'm like, bitch, I would have been like, Friday night.
You know what? I look pretty good in blue. Actually, blue's a good color on me. I should.
I would have been like, yep. I don't give a shit. I don't have to show. I got the rest of the week off. I don't got to be at work till Friday. Oh, bye. And I get a title shot. Oh,
but instead,
I would have said, I was like, Sammy, you stupid.
It's not a part of this, Matt, where it's like, going into Mania, we were like, Seth is the guy we're kind of rooting for because Roman's a dick, Punk's a dick. I don't really care about either. They're kind of both assholes. And then Seth comes out like, you know what? Seth and Braun, It's a good pair. They're both correct.
Right.
And then he offers Sammy, he's like, look, Sammy, brother, I love you. Like you said, he's like, we're about to fuck shit up. I don't want you involved in that. If you don't want to join us, go over to the other show and rock it like I know you can. Like, he's trying to help genuinely.
Sammy, I'm like, that's why I was like, if this was a video game, I'm like, this is such a video game like storyline right here, where it's like, do you take the deal? Yes or no? Shit, yes. Get my ass beat or go to another show and get a title shot. And even if I lose the title shot, I'm still on the other show. I can win the other titles. No, Sammy.
And then when KO comes back, you can beat KO's ass for taking you out. Like, there's a lot of, that was exactly. It's that damn Canadian pride, man.
Yeah,
it gets us all.
So, like, soon as Seth said that, I'm just like, I understand everything. I understand you, Seth. I'm back on board. Cause Sammy, you tripping. Cause somebody tell me, hey, I really like you, and I'm not trying to beat your ass. Cause we about to tear shit up over here. You want to go to the other show? Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to get beat up. You think the people at NXT, if they ask them, hey, you want to transfer to NXT if you don't get jumped by Dark State? Yeah. Yes.
I just
when the Shield was jumping people, I'm pretty sure somebody was like, if you could go to TNA right now, would you? Probably, because the Shield ain't coming to no TNA. I want to get the Death Riders. I'm pretty sure if somebody was like, you want to leave AEW because the Death Riders is going around killing people? Yes, I'll go to TNA. It saves me. You can't go to Ring of Honor because Willer's there.
What's the worst thing you got to do with TNA? The system? I can manage. I got it. I'm okay. Yeah, I just it does make Sam look dumb. And then Jey Uso's like, hey man, whatever you think's best. Like, even Jay's not like, stay with me. No, he's like, hey, whatever you think is best, Sammy. Whatever move you want to make, like, Sammy.
I'm here. I'm the champ, but you got a choice. Like, if I get in his crosshairs, that's just, hey, that means I'm still world champion. But you, Sammy, you can go. Like you say, he's like, if you want to leave, we celebrated last week. So if you want to leave, you can leave.
Yeah, and they like, hey, it's not like the draft is like hard. I can come by SmackDown every now and then. Like,
hey, it was like I was on SmackDown when we was fighting the other bloodline. So it ain't nothing to cross over. This is like
that was like a $13,000 jacket he was wearing last night. That shit was insane.
That shit was $13,000. That
is wild.
Broke.
Run, bitch, run. Exactly.
Everybody that Sammy talked to basically said, man, you should leave.
Even Karrion Kross, like, hey, man, I'd make the right choice. I think you should, like, even Kross, who has feuded with Sam, is like, brother, take the shot.
He's like, everybody is like, when has Seth ever lied? When has Seth Rollins ever lied, y'all?
When Seth says he's going to kill somebody, Seth's going to kill somebody.
Like, this is the man.
Aleister Black's eye is still messed. Aleister Black's eye is still messed up. 6 years later.
Do we not, like, on top of that, do y'all remember when this man showed up on NXT? Triple H, where are you at, you son of a bitch? It's like, sir, why are you really want to fight this man at WrestleMania? All right. But no, Sammy over here thinking he lying. He's not lying. You literally was like, he literally said, oh, and this isn't your bloodline. This isn't the bloodline. He's like, you got your little dog over there. And I'm like, yes, this is not the bloodline. This is the Shield. Because that dog is Baby Roman.
If Baby Roman beat your ass 7 months ago,
right.
I wouldn't test it. I would probably leave. I don't know. Sammy just comes off like an idiot, but he is probably one of the few guys that's going to get cheered over this group. So, whatever works. Jey Uso, so I was going to talk about Pat McAfee and Gunther. We're getting a Pat McAfee Gunther match. It's actually happening.
Nobody
Gunther should beat his ass in 2 minutes.
Nobody asked for this match. Of course, this match is happening. This is why we don't count Backlash.
Brother, this build to Backlash sucks. I don't give a fuck.
They gave us stuff. Like, if you go into that, God bless y'all, because they're gonna make y'all suffer until John Cena, Randy Orton, because ain't nobody asked that really.
Yeah, even then it's like Cena, Orton. Like, I'm interested in Orton. Orton's cool, but like,
we know Cena's gonna beat him.
We do, and after that Cena match at Mania, that really wasn't that good. Like, is it worth going to it for that one match when I don't give a damn about the rest of this shit? Like, we have Gunther, McAfee. We're probably gonna get Rusev and Otis or something there too.
They're fighting next week.
Yeah, that's true. Valkyria and Lynch, like, all right, I guess we're doing this shit. Okay.
Aleister Black and probably somebody. Like, it's not gonna be New Day and somebody. Like, Backlash is already being ramped up to just be just Superman. And then on top of that, like, and then they gave us, what's Jay's first title defense gonna be? Oh man, I can't wait. It's gonna be somebody good. Psych! It's Logan fucking Paul.
Oh my god. Yeah, as I don't know what I wanted his first contender to be.
I didn't expect it to be Logan Paul. I didn't think this man go from AJ to Jay.
And while they both getting title shots out of that match, like AJ lost and he's about to get into a feud with Dom for the IC title, while still doing the Karrion Kross stuff, Logan Paul is gonna be like, you're struggling to make me give a fuck about Jey Uso.
That was the most nothing ass WrestleMania match ever because everybody won. Because, like you said, AJ got a title shot. Logan Paul got a title shot. What are the fucking consequences? Y'all, what the backlash is? Ooh, y'all got title shots.
The only one that was involved that didn't get in title shot is Cross. This is because he went in the match. And he's still on TV. He's not doing anything important. I'm not so sure. The crowd asked Braun to look. Braun is different. All right. Sometimes fans just want to see someone get killed, and Braun will deliver that. Braun and Seth are all about the business. Like Matt said about Seth, if Seth says he's going to do something, it's going to happen. And Braun threatens that he's going to spear you through a brick wall. Get away from the wall. Stay away from all walls. I would be out in an open field for the rest of my life. Exactly. Braun's getting cheered no matter what. We love it. Yeah. So Gunther, Pat, Logan, Jay, Becky, Lyra. Like you said, there's a reason we take off a few weeks, including Backlash. Backlash has never been, except for that was it Backlash in Puerto Rico? That was the one time where Backlash was.
Yeah, like one time we counted Backlash for points, and it was like, oh no,
never again.
Because it was like these are all just rematches. Like this is ass.
It was a waste of our fucking time. Is what this is.
It was like you just drafted a bunch of people that you knew were going to win, and this is like. You're basically just drafting based off of what you think is going to happen at Backlash. Like, nah, this fuck Backlash. Yeah, Backlash is nothing but rematches, like you said. Like I said, the only good one has been the ones that are not here. This is the first one I think out of the last 3 years that's back in America. And look at how spectacular it is.
And it sucks. That's why selling tickets at Backlash in the States sucks, because y'all never give us a good fucking Backlash. The main event, Braun is Sammy. Sammy decides to decline Rollins' offer like a dumbass. So we're getting Sammy and Braun beats this man's ass. He breaks this man. This man thought he was El Generico for like a good 15 minutes. It was, Jesus. He speared him to death. And then after the match, he gets a beating because he deserves it. I'll be honest with you. Sammy deserved the ass beating he got last night. I've never.
He did. Like I was not mad. I was not sad for Sammy because I was like, bruh, I would have been there. I would have already been sad. I looked at it all like this, bruh. It would have taken no time for you to be on SmackDown because the general manager for the night was Nick fucking Aldis.
Right.
I would have already been on SmackDown.
I was literally thinking like
Seth would have walked with him back to the GM office. Hey, let's get this done. Sammy, love you, brother. See you later. Go run shit.
Right.
But no.
Everything made sense last night because of Nick Aldis being there. He's like, hey, I know I can't usually do this, but he's our boss for tonight. So we look and get you traded back there because he's here. So I'm really not trying to beat your ass.
If I was Sammy, I wouldn't even needed them. I would have walked my own ass back there and told Aldis, I'll see you on Friday. And
right.
Fucking arena.
I would have been like, here's my contract.
Mm-hmm.
Here's contract.
I would have given Seth a hug. I'd have dapped up, the wise man, good like old times. I would have given Braun a fist bump. Hey, brother, you know what?
Hey.
You ass fair and square later. But no, he deserved everything he got last night.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick before we get into the other bit of news.
I see y'all in SummerSlam. I see y'all in Money in the Bank. That's how we're supposed to do that. I see y'all in Money in the Bank.
Before we get into the other news, real quick, McAfee cut a really good promo last night. It's unfortunate it's for a match no one gives a fuck about.
That match is going to be ass.
Why is that a pay-per-view match? That's a Raw match. Put that on Raw. Have Gunther choke his ass out and slam him through the canvas. And then he can go do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And then you can have somebody else come out and try to beat Gunther up for what he did to that. But like pay-per-view? No.
And they're doing all of this. This shit is so fucking stupid. Because I said it when it started. I was like, y'all doing all this either to have him fight Pat. I don't even think I put fight Pat because I was like, y'all doing all this just to get this man moved over to SmackDown. And now I still feel like if he loses, if he wins, he's gonna go to SmackDown. If he loses, he's gonna go to SmackDown. Either way, he's gonna go to SmackDown because that somewhere a superstar shakeup or some bullshit gonna happen after we draft. Because that's what they go fuck around and do.
They're doing a draft this year. It's coming. But first off, there ain't no way. If Pat McAfee beats Gunther, I don't care what happens. Brock Lesnar could come back and break Gunther's neck. If Gunther gets beat by Pat McAfee, that old tweet that Keith Lee tweeted years ago that was like, for what I've heard, poor Walter, and it's because he's getting a name change. I would retweet like, you know what? He was right. He was right.
And he hit the nail on the head too. It's just like y'all doing all this just for him. Like, just let him go on. Why we gotta do all this unnecessary? Oh, he wants to wrestle a match. It was good when he was in NXT. We don't want that. No more.
When was the last time Pat had a real match? Not like he's at Mania. I'm gonna kick Miz in the balls.
NXT.
Real match. Was it NXT?
That NXT. That was like 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. That was him versus Adam Cole. I don't want to see. It was cool then. I don't want to relive that. Like, it was like, he's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, he got a wrestling ring that he practices in. All right, I see he's decent. I don't want to see it again, especially against no Gunther. Like, shout out to Gunther for getting his money, but this is a match that, like you said, could be on Raw, or even better, it could not even happen.
It could just be him beating his ass for free on WWE.com. That could be what.
Right, it could be Saturday night's main event.
What's that thing they do on? What's that Twitter match they do? The 3 minute.
Oh, he whooped his ass for 3 minutes. Yes.
Damn, that's the fastest. He beat him in 30. That's the fastest speed match he's ever seen. Good. I hope that record never gets broken. Greg says if two people can pull a good match out of somebody, it's Adam Cole, 2020 Adam Cole, and Gunther. That's fair, but it's not just because you can get something out of it. What is the point of doing this on a pay-per-view? It was like back in 2005 when Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross, they fought Muhammad Hassan and Crossroad Davari on New Year's Revolution. On a pay-per-view. It's like, this didn't need to be a pay-per-view ass match. This could have been
right.
Jim Ross didn't even need to be involved as a wrestler. Like it's ridiculous. And maybe Joe Tess is going to be. Maybe this is how Corey Graves goes back to Raw. Maybe this is
maybe
we're going to go ahead and pull his ass back up. All right, Corey, you said some stupid shit that we had to punish you for, but you're back up. But what's the game plan here after Backlash? Unless someone shows up for Pat's defense.
That's the only thing. It's like this is gonna be. We're either doing this the right. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if both of these things happen. Pat gets rolled off and Gunther goes to SmackDown. I just don't see. There's no way for. There's nothing for Gunther to do because last year, just think about it this way. Last year at this time, he was coming off losing the Intercontinental Championship. He leveled up, became king, and got the title. Now, he's lost the world title. What are you going to do? Win Intercontinental Championship? That's leveling down. There's really nothing left for him to do unless he wants to just him and Ludwig Kaiser want to be tag partners and dominate the tag division. So at this point, SmackDown.
That would be like the Hurt Syndicate going to AEW and being like, yeah, who's going to fucking beat Gunther and Lou?
Yeah, it's like you got to go to SmackDown. Like, take your ass to SmackDown. It could be him versus Cody. Eventually, him versus John Cena. Like something's got to get switched with him.
Kenny says, this should be a Monday Night Raw match because Netflix needs to actually have something happen on there. Yeah, people will turn off Netflix in a heartbeat for the tiniest inconvenience. If you're bored for 5 seconds, let me go back and just go ahead and rewatch My Friends or whatever the fuck that I'm rewatching for the 15th fucking time.
Yeah, that's a great point because that could be like phase 2 of this whole Netflix deal. Like phase 1 is not having the shit go to 11:05. Phase 2 is, okay, since it's on Netflix, since we made such a huge fucking deal, and rightfully so, to Kenny's point, let's start doing what AEW does from time to time. Have pay-per-view like Monday Night Raws.
That's what they really need to start doing. They used to do it during the initial brand split, like whatever show was hosting the pay-per-view, the other show would have a mini pay-per-view that night on TV, whether it was cable or just SmackDown. And like they would always do that. They kind of tried to do that with the last brand split, but with Netflix, they can honestly do that. And with them introducing those 3-hour SmackDowns, they could low-key do that, Mike, now. Because they're like, hey, Raw has like we got this PLE size Raw. Watch this action-packed Raw. And it's like, oh man, I don't want to sit through 3 hours of SmackDown. But like they told like last week, hey, this last hour is commercial free. Boom. You put, like I said, use one of these old PLE names. Blah, 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 SmackDown. Bash at the Beach, SmackDown. Mm-hmm. I'll watch. And then y'all say it's going to be commercial free for X at this time. All right. You can get me in and y'all give us a PLE size lineup and say it's going to be commercial free for an hour. Yeah, I'll watch. And if it's Netflix, you ain't got to worry about commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Netflix and commercials, they need to fucking calm down because
it's ridiculous.
The fact that we get all these commercials and the rest of the world gets just all the extra shit. I told y'all last week that someone gave me an article to write, and it's like we didn't see that because we had 5 minute commercial block. So
like they need to at some point. And like I thought that was just for last week. I thought it was gonna be a one-time thing. Like, okay, I get it. Y'all trying to get all the money for advertisers with the Raw after Mania. But then, like, I didn't even think about it last night because it was a lot of commercials, and I'm just like, maybe, like, why are y'all switching it up on us now? I feel like, to Kenny's point, if they want Netflix to pick up these the pay-per-views from Peacock, I think they're gonna still end up picking them. They're gonna end up getting them because Peacock ain't going. It's just Netflix already has the rest of the world. It's only. Yeah, it's only us over here in America that has it on Peacock. And they're just waiting on that Peacock deal to run out. Then if they go to Netflix, then it's like, damn. Because whatever you paying now, that's definitely
going. Oh, my God. You were joking yesterday about, like, yeah, $40. It really might be $40 by the time we get to, like, 2026.
They're going to be like,
because that deal expires this year. The Peacock deal expires this year.
Oh, that's why... that's why a lot of folks, someone has speculated saying that's why they started all those vault pages on YouTube, because they're like, Netflix is probably, if they go to Netflix don't want all that. They only want pay-per-view.
Netflix
so has the library, YouTube.
And Netflix is careful about how much space they're using for shit. So yeah, if you're not giving them as many viewers as they want you to give, you're not going to. There's no reason for Netflix to have the WCW Classic Vault or the AWA Classic Vault or the NXT Classic, because those aren't going to get that many views as opposed to like classic TV shows or anything. It's a very different watch cycle.
Right. Two things. To Kenny's point about them, they can turn off Netflix anytime. Yeah. Because you know what they can do to avoid those ads? Because I figured this out a couple weeks ago. If you watch Raw the following night or whatever night after Monday, you can literally skip through those ads.
Oh yeah,
you can skip through those ads. So why deal with it on a Monday night where you can say, you know what, I can watch it on Tuesday night or Tuesday afternoon or whatever. We ain't got to deal with those 3 to 4 minute ads all the time. Like you don't have to sit through that. Yeah, man, like I don't know. It's just they just need to just. I mean, I get it. It's new, obviously, but you gotta keep the attention span of people, because when you keep having them staggered segments and then commercial break, it's gonna turn people off. It's gonna turn.
AEW actually does a fantastic job of the commercial breaks. You're gonna have to go through big match, big segment, start of another big match, then commercial. But with Raw, you'll start the show and then like, here's what's gonna happen. All right, there's an entrance, quick commercial, and then we'll be right back. Like we didn't do anything.
Right.
We didn't do anything.
They're breaking up their own momentum. Like this is Netflix. You can literally do whatever the hell you want. Like, I still believe that at times they still produce it like they're on TV.
Yeah, there is times where it's like this is booked like it's on TV. There are times where it's like y'all are doing this like y'all on TV. Y'all not on TV no more. Like,
and
do something.
And I just remember my second point. So about the topic about Netflix going up in price. This is where, if you got the provider, the phone provider or whatever, hey, bundle that with Netflix.
Later, brother. Thanks for hopping on.
Oh, no problem.
Bundle it up with your provider so that you ain't got to deal with that $35, $40, $45 prices every month, because that's ridiculous. Paying $40 for a subscription is fucking nuts.
And it's for shit that you don't even really use. Like, for 4K. Like, we don't have. You know how many people actually have a 4K television that can tell the difference?
Right.
But they also tie that to multiple streaming devices. Mm-hmm. So it's like, 4K, and you can do 4 devices. Can I just do the 4 devices?
Right.
And not do the 4? No, I have to do the full. Oh, fuck it, whatever. It is just exhausting. But so we're gonna quickly get into NXT. Before that, though, we're gonna talk about this more on Thursday because more I'm sure is gonna come out, and we're gonna read more about it. But we had an update on the Ring Boys scandal, which Mike, as you know, is old from the 70s and 80s and early 90s. Several anonymous John Does came forward, the lawsuit against Vince and Linda about being sexually abused by Mel Phillips when they were working as ring boys. Which, by the way, why did you have 11-year-olds putting up a ring?
Yeah.
Anyway, like that's already weird.
Right. We talk about child labor.
Yeah. And also, would you trust 10? Mike, you work with children. Would you trust 5 of them to put together and secure a ring that's got to be bounced around by 400 pounds for 3 hours?
2 words. Fuck no.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like
child labor laws,
no.
Yeah. It's yeah. So originally it was 5, right? Per this new filing, 3 more people have come forward, so it's a total of 8 anonymous or formerly anonymous people that have accused the WWE of hiding sexual misconduct from Mel Phillips and some WWE Hall of Famers. At first, it was just, I put it in our chat, like, they just named Coco Beware in this. It's not just Coco. There's another one. Do you remember during the Vince McMahon documentary, there was this point where they're talking about this, and Vince was like, yeah, the Pat Patterson got a lot of shit because he was gay, and they kind of roped him into it. Pat Patterson got named in this, Mike.
Yeah, because and I'm not surprised because he was the main booker, and Tony Atlas mentioned it in that documentary. Yeah, he was gay, but he was also a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he said that he was like he just walk up and grab my dick.
Yeah,
like, well, you say anything about it? To who? He's the booker. Like, Jesus.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I'm not surprised by that. He was the booker. He's a freaky ass motherfucker, and and on top of that, he's openly gay back during this time. So he didn't give one flying fuck about what he was doing because who's gonna fire him?
Yeah, and the idea that you know what, it's possible that he might have been thrown in just because he was gay, and they just said, oh, if he's gay, he's probably doing it. That is like an unfair thing that happened a lot back in the day, and honestly, with how things are now with the LGBT community and trans and things, it kind of still happens today.
You know what I think of, Mongo? You know the first story I think of now that he's involved with it, and him and Vince, it reminds you of good old Joe Pa and Jared Sandusky.
Yeah,
that's what this reminds me of. It's very similar to this, eerily similar. And these boys were younger than those college boys.
Oh my God, so much. Good Lord,
so much younger. These are adolescents,
straight up children, man.
Yeah.
Straight up kids. This is from Brandon Thurston from Post Wrestling. Brandon is the guy that does all the rating reports for wrestling shows. Anytime you see someone talking about ratings or getting them from Brandon Thurston. So if you're someone in the comments that kind of wants to be up on important news information, we've talked about different places before. Wrestling Observer newsletter, Fightful, PWI, stuff like that. Post Wrestling, another great spot to go. But that's where a lot of heavy shit gets talked about, like this. And unfortunately, 3 new filings added detailed allegations from 3 additional plaintiffs identified as John Does 6, 7, and 8. The updated complaint brings new allegations of child sexual abuse against Phillips and new allegations of child sexual abuse against Pat Patterson. Additionally, plaintiffs' attorneys raise issues that anticipate the legal defenses of the defendants relating to jurisdiction, duty of care, and corporate liability. John Doe 6 alleges that he met Phillips around 88 when he was 11 or 12. In '89, he was told he needed to stay in Patterson's hotel room while other underage boys stayed in Phillips' room. In Patterson's room, Doe 6 alleges he was given alcohol. Patterson played porn on the television and forced Doe to give Patterson oral sex and vice versa. It gets worse. It gets so much worse. In a separate incident in WWF dressing room in Maine, Doe 6 claims he was grabbed in the crotch by wrestler Coco Beware, with many other witnesses present, including Phillips, Patterson, ring crew member, and late ring announcer Tony Chimmel, and referee Danny Davis. In front of everyone else in the room, Coco Beware told John Doe to get against the wall, pushed John Doe 6's head against the wall, patted him down, then grabbed his crotch. Coco Beware responded with no comment. The updated lawsuit states that most others in the room laughed, except Tony Chimmel, who said something like, "Don't do that. Let him go. Don't do that again." Chimmel later told Doe 6 that he shouldn't be on the ring crew and that he should run away, according to the complaint. So apparently Tony Chimmel was aware, but he was trying to do what he could to intervene, which, that's awful, but at least, Chimmel was someone that was trying to do something. Like we've said before, like what Tony said in that documentary, what do you do when it's the head booker? And when there are guys that are with the booker doing the same stuff, what do you do and what do you say? The lawsuit identifies several potential witnesses, including former community relations director Sue Aitchison, who worked for the company for decades until her departure last year. According to the complaint, John Doe 6 alleges that during another WWF event, he was wrestling in the ring when Shane McMahon accidentally suffered an arm injury. The incident was allegedly witnessed by Aitchison, eventual WWE referee Mike Chioda, and Chimmel. The lawsuit does not clearly explain the point of stating that, but it's possible trying to indicate that Linda and Vince were aware. It's another incident of showing that Linda and Vince were aware of what was going on with the Ring Boy scandal, which they've tried to say many times they were not aware of it. It's especially an issue right now with Linda being part of Trump's cabinet, where people are trying to say that it's just bringing up old things or trying to just go after someone that's in a high position of power. No, this has been going on for 40 years. And we're going to read more of this Thursday. We won't have too much time tonight. That's just one section of it, but it's bad. It's rough. That's only one small part of this. Mike, what do you think of that? Just what are your thoughts? I know what you think, but like, what are your hearing about this of Coco and now Pat, now hearing an actual allegation against Pat, and someone like Tony Chimmel, just, with his limited authority, what he could do, trying to step in and maybe not doing the most right thing, but trying to save this kid.
Well, it just goes to show that back then, I have a few thoughts. I'll try to condense them. It goes to show that wrestling back then was like the fucking mob. Like the booker is like, he's one of the made men. So, like you said, who the fuck's gonna tell him what to do? And he got Vince's ear. So he can pretty much do whatever the fuck he wants. Number two, because Pat Patterson's dead, now everything's gonna be shifted to Coco Beware. I mean, rightfully so. He should get a huge amount of attention anyway, because you're just a sick fuck.
Yeah.
Number three.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Number three. I wish we had the ability to do this, but somebody to go to the Pat Patterson's gravesite, dig that motherfucker up, bring him back to life, and throw him in jail for the rest of his life. Because it's sad that he's gone, so he can't face the repercussions from this. Like, somebody need to get his casket or whatever and put that bitch in prison. Because really, that's where he needs to be. I don't care if he is already deceased. He needs to be in prison. Fucking disgusting piece of shit. Like, it's terrible. And Cookies made a great point, because Cookies, and for someone like Cookies, who is of that community, right, and who we love dearly, and Cookies is as open about his sexuality as anybody can be, and we most definitely appreciate that. It does put the rest of those guys in a bad spot. Just like, I'm trying to correlate the two, just like when we talked about last week with the stupid ass IWC. It puts us in a bad spot because you got these fucking jackasses on the internet harassing these wrestlers day in and day out. It gives the good wrestling fans a bad name too, because we get piled into that shit. So it's just so unfortunate, like those young kids who obviously they're full adults now, but it's just so unfortunate that they had to deal with that shit. It's fucking inhumane. It's utterly disgusting. It's despicable. There's so many other synonyms I can use, but for the sake of time, I'll just keep those to myself. But yeah, fuck Pat Patterson, fuck Coco Beware, and fuck anybody else who was directly involved with that despicable shit.
Yeah. Really about, I think that's going to sum up how we all feel about this. We love you, Cookies. We do, brother. We love you.
We love you too, brother.
It's, I know it's stuff like that just does lead to ignorant comments and ignorant beliefs. It's just sad. And, I think one of these kids, or adults, one of them ended up committing suicide in the past 15 or so years, what that was said in the documentary. Because when you go through that kind of abuse at such a young age, and that stuff sticks with you, it messes you up, and
and I'm sorry, Mongo, but
no, go ahead.
At that time, imagine him trying to tell somebody. You know how many people probably just pushed him to the side and said, "Oh, that didn't happen. Oh, you just over exaggerate. They would never do that."
Bro, at the time, Pat Patterson, one of the most respected, and again, even before the Royal Rumble stuff, the first Intercontinental Champion, one of the big names in the early days of WWF. It would be like someone coming out today and saying The Miz grabbed me. You'd be like, what the fuck? What? No, he didn't.
He would never do that.
Yeah.
And most of the times, those monsters who do that shit, they know that.
Yeah. They live on.
They know that people are going to look at just the good side of them. That way, they can do their bullshit without it being exposed.
Yeah. Because how many times have we seen celebrities be accused of stuff, and a lot of the comments immediately under every post, that's just somebody trying to get their payday, trying to get a buck off of someone famous. People just instantly don't believe you because it's someone famous. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a nasty business, and it's a place they're going to try and just escape from their lives, and because their fans enjoy wrestling, to go there, and it was probably a dream come true. We're working to put the ring together at WWE shows. We're meeting all these wrestlers. This is so cool. To a nightmare scenario that they, like you said, it's hard to really even speak about. Let alone people believe you when you finally have the courage to stand up and say what happened to you. If you ever do, and that's another thing where people they will try and say, "Oh, you should have said something sooner." Fuck you,
right?
Fuck you for ever saying that to a victim of any kind of assault like this. You don't know what they're going through in their heads. You also, the way you're acting is why they don't come forward.
And we've said this. What I'm about to say is something we've said since fucking 2016, 2017, and I will say it today in motherfucking 2025. Keep your goddamn hands to yourself. Keep your motherfucking hands to yourself. Men, women, everybody in between. Keep these 10 fingers or 8 fingers and 2 opposable thumbs. Keep them to yourselves. I know we joke around and we're like, you know what, man, fuck these kids. That don't mean actually fuck the kids. We supposed to be protecting children, not sexually abusing them, emotionally and psychologically abusing them. Keep your hands to yourself. Like, I'm so glad that society has come to a point where many of these fuckers are getting exposed and many of these fuckers are getting dealt with. And we don't have to live in those times where shit gets swept under the rug. Well, it still does, but not as much as it used to.
Now we see them fighting in the open to try and sweep it under the rug, and it's like, too late. Too late.
And like you said, Mongo, people in these men and women who've dealt with this as kids, when they wait 20, 30, 40 years to speak up, don't fucking question them. Like you said, how dare you question them? Actually listen to what they're saying. Instead of trying to say, oh, well, that happened 30, 40 years ago. Why are you just now speaking up? Motherfucker, do you realize they probably tried to speak up for 30, 40 years and not have one person give them the time of day, give them the time of day for empathy?
It takes one person that's close to them that they're talking to, like, Dad, something happened when I was at the show. Oh, that didn't. Why are you saying it? Don't say that. And then because that happened, because someone that they were close to denied what they claimed, in their minds, well, if they're not going to believe me, then no one's going to believe me.
Right.
Anybody that knows anybody that's been through any kind of assault, whether it's whether you're an adult, whether you were a child when it happened, you see and you learn that they might have already tried to come out a few times and say things, and it just, the people they thought they could believe in and trust didn't give them the ear they needed. And it forces you to shut down. And also there are times where like your mind just blocks that shit out to keep you going. There are many reasons why that stuff doesn't come out until years later.
Yeah,
many reasons.
You internalize that shit. You internalize it, and like you said, you just deal with it. And Batty, like, and I understand your question. How hard is it, Batty? We as humans, we are fucked up.
Yeah,
the human species is a fucked up species. We know right from wrong. Our parents taught us what's right from wrong. But it's something else that triggers a lot of people that flips it. No, wrong is actually right, and right is actually wrong. And you see in situations like this to where it's done and nobody has done a motherfucking thing about it. And unfortunately, one of these young kids wound up growing up and wound up taking their own lives because of this shit. And it's so unfair. So, I mean, before we move on, just keep your hands to your fucking selves. It will keep you away from so much trouble and just so much just backlash. Just please.
I think it's something I like a lot about our generation and the younger generation below us, where it's so forced about how important consent is, and also the importance of consent. Whether if the age gap is too big, it doesn't matter what the consent is, because it's predatory.
Yeah,
and I think we've done a really good job, millennials and lower, of recognizing that and trying to fix the mistakes of previous generations. And it breaks your heart. Like Cookie said, that article is making him sick. I don't blame you. It's heartbreaking. but it's important that it's discussed, and it's important that it's talked about, and it's important that things like this are brought to light. We'll talk more about it on Thursday. I'm sure there's going to be more coming out about it. I'm sure Coco's lawyer is going to say whatever the fuck he wants to say. But we'll kind of go into what the other John Does are saying. But yeah, it's tough. It is. It's very tough. Let's get at NXT, then we can wrap this up, and we'll be back tomorrow. NXT's pretty good tonight. It's we're gonna have Io Sky returning to NXT. Looking for Roxanne and Julia. We might be getting Julia and Io Sky tonight, which is a fucking banger of a match.
Woo.
Tony D'Angelo is trying to confront Stax after Stax killed the lawyer last week. Rizzo has now gone into hiding. She is now in some kind of warehouse somewhere, some safe house. We'll see what goes on there. Hank and Tank defend the tag titles against Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura. I don't see Hank and Tank losing tonight.
Nah.
Ricky Saints and Lexis King battle for the North American title. It's weird that they were doing this, because last week the deal was if you retain that championship, that cup, we'll have a title versus title match next week. Lexis lost that shit to Noam Dar.
Yeah, and you know what? Hey, that was the right call. Because,
absolutely.
And like what Matt said, hopefully Dar brings back the original rules, because the original concept is fucking great. That reminds me so much of the peer championship in ROH. You know, so I'm actually glad that they're keeping that cup. It brings another element to NXT.
Damn, Kanisha, I'm sorry to hear that. That's rough. I don't know if you can see that or not, Mike. It's in the YouTube chat. I don't know. I'm gonna keep that one off of the screen, but that is I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh man, well, Kanisha, you know,
we love you.
We love you, sister. You know, we love you. I'm so sorry that happened, and just know that we're a safe space here for you, my girl. We are a safe space here for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's tough. That's about it for NXT tonight, and then we'll be back tomorrow to talk about everything that happens tonight. We were talking about doing a live show tomorrow. You're welcome, Kanisha. We're all family here. We are.
Damn right.
We're talking about doing a live show tomorrow. I really don't know. Just prepare for us to be here at 6. If not, we're probably doing the 8 o'clock thing. It depends on how everybody's doing, work-wise, whatever they have to do. I have some medical things I got to handle tomorrow, so I might not be on at all. We'll see. So we'll keep y'all posted. Just to know when we're going live, though, be sure you can follow us at facebook.com/UnderTheRingPod and twitch.tv/UnderTheRingPod. You can also get our personal links at Linktree and fingertip/UnderTheRingPod. You get any of those, you're going to know where all of us are doing on the daily. And if you follow us at facebook.com/UnderTheRingPod and twitch.tv/UnderTheRingPod, you'll get notifications, emails, what have you, to tell you when we go live. Mondays through Thursday, Monday through Wednesday, normally at 6-ish. Thursdays, 9-ish. Saturdays, me and Mike talking about Last of Us. And man, Sunday was another banger.
Good God. Woo. Hey, listen, if you haven't checked out The Last of Us, please do. Please do. Like Mongo and I said it last week, in our opinion, this is one of the greatest shows ever. And there's only been 2 seasons. Well, a season and a quarter of a season. But man, it's so much shit that has happened. Man, you guys gotta check it out. It is an amazing, amazing, amazing show. Yeah.
And the importance of talking shit out, I feel, which is a permanent fixture in life and a lesson we can all learn. I'm at Greg Bush SK on Twitter and just Greg Bush on Blue Sky. Kenny, who was in the chat earlier, is at Rockroast44. He'll be back here on Thursday for the next episode of the game show where him and Mike will try and dethrone Matt. We got Mike Ciampa and Mr. Freshbeard, our double champion, Are You Fucking Serious quiz champion, and the forever Intercontinental champion. Matty Rans at the right answer. By the way, no longer champion, but me no longer champion. Tito, our current Reggie Simpson Memorial Predictions champion at Boreal Maliente. And last but not least, our good friend and local news correspondent, Justin Devontae Baxley at Justin D. Baxley. Folks, have a great night. Enjoy NXT. Treat each other nice. Do the Don.
Hey, Don. Hey, treat everybody with love. Your hands to your motherfucking self.
That could be that should be a fucking a Sesame Street song. HBO, let's get on it. Peace.